Today might be a little bit too rainy, but with the warm winter and spring we've been having, I've seen some kayakers already out on our rivers. But earlier, we spoke with the Iowa DNR, who says at this point in the year, you might want to think twice about hitting the water, or at least know how to be prepared.
We're joined now by Todd Robertson from the Iowa DNR. Todd, thank you so much for being here with us today. Have
You're
you
welcome.
been out paddling this year
I
yet?
have. I have. I've paddled a couple of times, but I needed to use my noggin, right? I needed to use common sense because the water's so ridiculously cold still.
Yeah, let's talk about that. I mean, you've said it. We've had unseasonably warm temperatures around here. It's been an incredibly warm start to 2024. But the water temperatures, what are some of the temps that you're seeing across the state?
Yeah, I haven't looked recently, but I'm sure we're still in the mid to upper 40s, somewhere around there. It's starting to creep upward a little bit, but the problem is we haven't had enough consistently warm days.
Here around our area, around the Quad City region, I mean, paddling and kayaking and canoeing is such a huge part of life here for so many people. What do you say is a good time or rather weather conditions that you start to look for when you can kind of be like, okay, we can get going on the season?
Sure, sure. I mean, even if it was a little warmer right now, we always tell people to wait until maybe the end of April, get into May. That gives us several weeks of consistently warm temperatures. When we start to have that, again, we don't have that right now. So, if you want to go paddling when you really have warm water, then June and July, those are two great months to start paddling. But that does not mean that you can't paddle up until then. But you need to, a few more months at least before that water heats up to where we don't need to be thinking about so much what we're wearing and trying to keep that heat in. But no, you need to plan ahead, and right now you need to be dressed for it if you're going to go paddling.
Yeah, so let's talk about that. What should people be wearing and bringing if they're going to go paddling right now?
Sure. So, the risks to paddling on cold water, if you're to dump and you are not ready, hypothermia, cold water shock, those are very deadly things. So, if you wear the right clothing, you can eliminate a lot of that danger. And you do that by either wearing a wetsuit, which keeps water in between the suit and your skin. So your body naturally heats that up and it buys you time to get out of the water. That's the whole purpose. It's not so you can just bebop up and down in the water all day. It's so you can get out and get into dry clothing. So I recommend a full body wetsuit right now. 2 millimeters thick is probably good. I think most of the people that are out there paddling that have some paddling experience are wearing their wetsuits. There might be some that are still wearing their dry suits, which keeps you totally dry. Now that's more for in the dead of winter. A lot of people like to go out eagle watching and fishing in the open water areas, so we always recommend having a dry suit on. But that wetsuit, I mean, that's bare minimum right now as far as clothing. And then you have to make sure you take dry clothing with you in a properly sealed dry bag. So when you do get wet, you can get that wetsuit off and get into dry clothing so you can get warm. The other important piece of gear is obviously a life jacket. Right? Life jacket is buoyancy. It's going to help you float should you go into the water. But the other thing that it does pretty well is it helps protect those vital organs and it contains some heat. It'll help contain heat in that area of your body. So that's actually protecting your vital organs.
You mentioned it earlier, but always important to tell people where you're going, have friends there if you can.
Absolutely. I recommend this all year long. And I've been teaching paddling for a long time. I've been leading groups for a long time. I never fail telling someone else where I'm going and when I'm expected to return. Okay, that's called filing a plan. This is something that everybody should do, whether that's just telling a loved one or it's just telling anybody. So they know that if you don't show up, well, maybe I need to call emergency personnel and tell them where to go to look for you. If people don't have any idea where you're at, then finding you out on some of these remote rivers out in the woods is very difficult. So filing a plan with someone, tell them where you're going to go, where you're going to put in, where you're going to take out, and about what time you're going to be home. It's as simple as that, but have some backup. File a float plan for sure.
And you can find more safety tips for cold weather kayaking or canoeing on our website, wqad.com, underneath the As Seen on TV tab.